Hi, my name is Bob Hill. I'm the president of the Church of Scientology Mission of Riverdale at 308 Broadview Avenue in Toronto. I'm going to ask you a question before I actually get into things here. You ready? Are you a friend of yours? Probably the most neglected friend you have is you. And yet every man, before he can be a true friend to the world, must first become a friend to himself. Interesting, isn't it? Now, Scientology means knowing how to know. In fact, that's what the word itself means, knowing how to know. It's a practical religion. So in essence, what we're doing is showing you, teaching you how to know, so that you, by personal observation, can gain a knowingness of the environment around you. That's something you certainly need to have, I'd say. Now, L. Ron Hubbard wrote a book, and it's called Self-Analysis. Today's sermon will be based on some information from that book in Self-Analysis, written by Hubbard, and it's called On Getting to Know Yourself. Okay? Good. In this society, where aberration flourishes in the crowded cities and marts of business, few are the men who have not been subjected on every hand to a campaign to convince them that they are much less than they think they are. You may have observed that. In fact, you might even found yourself feeling a bit squeamish or a bit worried if you were going to make it. Well, just look at what's coming at you in the environment. There's a constant barrage of things out there trying to convince you that you can't make it, or that you're going to be stuck in the rut, or this is what you have to do, or that's what you have to do, or this is what you have to be like. All these things are designed to get you to think less of who you really are. You would fight anyone who said of your friends what is implied about you. It is time you fought for the best friend you will ever have, yourself. The first move in striking up a friendship is to make an acquaintance with what you are and what you might become. Know thyself, said the ancient Greek. Until recently, it was not possible to make a very wide acquaintance. Little was known about human behavior as a science. But atomic physics, in revealing new knowledge to man, has also revealed the general characteristics of the energy of life. And by that, a great deal can be known which was not before suspected. You got it? So atomic physics did help us in that it gave us the information about life and also gave us a thermometer so that we could have a look into the life essence, or you, as you are. Just now, let's talk about the general goal of life. From whence did we come, and whither are we going? So where did we come from? Where are we going? Knowing that, we can know something about the basic laws which motivate your own urges and behavior. All problems are basically simple once you know the fundamental answer. And this is no exception in life. For thousands of years, men strove to discover the underlying drives of existence. And in an enlightened age, when exploration of the universes had already yielded enough secrets to give us A-bombs, it became possible to explore for and find the fundamental law of life. You got it? So we've actually got it. We know what the fundamental law of life is. You want to hear it? Hear what it is? Okay. Well, we'll start with this. Knowledge could be represented by a pyramid. You got to get that concept. At the top, we would have a simple fact, but a fact so widely embracing the universe that many facts could be known from it. So at the top, you have this single fact, and as it goes down, you can know all these things from that simple fact. From this point, we could conceive descending down into greater and greater number of facts represented by the broadening of the pyramid. Okay? So, at the point of our pyramid, what do you think we have? Survival. This is the single data. It is as though at some time in the past, the Supreme Being gave forth a command to all life, survive. It was not said how to survive, nor yet how long. All that was said was survive. The reverse of survive is succumb. And that is the penalty for not engaging in survival activities. So let's take a look at that. So you might say, wow, I'm not going to go to war and fight and kill people, but survive means much more than not just going to war. It doesn't. Survive means if you're walking out the door every morning and you're feeling like, I don't feel well about what I'm doing, I don't really want to do what I'm doing, I don't like the way my life is going, well, guess what? You're not surviving. It's that simple. And what you need to do is have a step back, take a look at yourself, take a look at what's going on around you, and evaluate for yourself. Don't get into a big think about it, but look at things, observe, see what you see, and make decisions so that you know you can survive best. If you can do that, then, just like that pyramid says, you can build and you can reach the top and you can survive. Now, I can honestly say I'm no great master at it, although I have had quite some success in that I've tried to always keep the view that anything that forced me inward so that I had to become something, I didn't agree with it. And I would pull myself back out of that becomingness and look at my own self, who I was, what did I really want? How could I best survive? I made decisions based on that. The result was, at least I can't blame others for the condition I find myself in. These conditions I find myself in are conditions that I created, personally. Now, it looks like I've made a lot of right decisions in my life. I can say that honestly. And I can also say I've made some non-survival decisions, but I've corrected them. That's the beauty of being able to do that. Other examples, you could find yourself in a relationship that you're not happy with and that you're having viewpoints forced on you and you don't want to have that. And, it could be as simple as, well, I like you, but I don't like the things that you eat. I wish you would eat more salad. And you're like, well, I don't want to eat salad. And you look at him and say, well, salad could be survival. I'll eat a bit of salad. But just the fact that you're being evaluated and invalidated for on what you are and what your decisions are, that can bring you down tone and make you even resist survival things. So you really have to work on that datum I said earlier about keeping one's attention extroverted and actually looking at things and observing and deciding for yourself. In short, the most esoteric concepts, these are hard to understand concepts, fall within this understanding of survival. One survives so long as he is true to himself, number one, his family, his friends, the laws of the universe. When he fails in any respect, his survival is cut down. So you see, you have three things there which you have to look at for survival. Yourself. Is it the best? Is it the greatest good for me? Is it the greatest good for my family and other people? And what's going on in their minds and in their universes? And is it the greatest good with the laws of the physical universe? These are all important. So you see, when I say step back, pull out of it, take a look at those things. Decide on that. And you'll find that you'll survive much better. Might not be the most comfortable thing to do, but it works. Try it. Okay? Great. I will now read to you the Creed of the Church of Scientology. We of the Church believe that all men, of whatever race, color, or creed, were created with equal rights. That all men have inalienable rights to their own religious practices and their performance. That all men have inalienable rights to their own lives. That all men have inalienable rights to their sanity. That all men have inalienable rights to their own defense. That all men have inalienable rights to conceive, choose, assist, or support their own organizations, churches, and governments. That all men have inalienable rights to think freely, to talk freely, to write freely their own opinions, and to counter or utter or write upon the opinions of others. That all men have inalienable rights to the creation of their own kind. That the souls of men have the rights of men. That the study of the mind and the healing of mentally caused ills should not be alienated from religion or condoned in non-religious fields, and that no agency less than God has the power to suspend or set aside these rights overtly or covertly. And we of the Church believe that man is basically good, that he is seeking to survive, that his survival depends upon himself and upon his fellows, and his attainment of brotherhood with the universe. Remember those three things we talked about in that chapter? There it is again. I'll give it to you again. That his survival depends upon himself, upon his fellows, and his attainment of brotherhood with the universe. And we of the Church believe that the laws of God forbid man to destroy his own kind, to destroy the sanity of another, to destroy or enslave another soul, to destroy or reduce the survival of one's companion or one's group. And we of the Church believe that the spirit can be saved, and that the spirit alone may save or heal the body. Now, that last point is key, because we look at the majority of man's illnesses, of which 70% are psychosomatic, or they come from the mind. So if you address the spirit and you help the spirit, you can actually alleviate some of man's illnesses. Obviously, there are physical illnesses which have to be addressed standardly by doctors, but a good portion of illness can be addressed by addressing the person. Okay? Now, we'll end with the Scientology prayer for total freedom. This prayer could not be more important than it is today. May the author of the universe enable all men to reach an understanding of their spiritual nature. May awareness and understanding of life expand, so that all may come to know the author of the universe. And may others also reach this understanding, which brings total freedom. At this time, we think of those whose liberty is threatened, of those who have suffered imprisonment for their beliefs, of those who are enslaved or martyred, and for all those who are brutalized, trapped, or attacked. We pray that human rights will be preserved, so that all people may believe and worship freely so that freedom will once again be seen in our land. Freedom from war and poverty and want. Freedom to be, freedom to do, and freedom to have. Freedom to use and understand man's potential, a potential that is God-given and God-like. And freedom to achieve that understanding and awareness that is total freedom. May God let it be so. So in closing, get a copy of the book by L. Ron Hubbard, Self-Analysis. Use it. You can get it. You'll see at the end here, you'll get an address, you'll get an email address that you can communicate to get the book. However, my greatest desire is to see that you are surviving, regardless of who you are, regardless of what you do, regardless of your creed, regardless of your religion, regardless of your standing in life. Your survival is important to me, as mine should be to you. Thank you.